Hello, lovely world. I should repeat that. Hello, lovely world. I want to talk about legends. And I'm not talking about I Am Legend the movie. I'm talking about actual legends. And I'm not just talking about in the wrestling world. I'm talking about in the acting world and on YouTube and anywhere you can think of. I'm going to name some legends for you, and before I do that, I want to say, look, I'm not a legend yet. That doesn't mean I can't be a legend or be an icon of YouTube. Like, I was thinking about this while I was watching the greatest wrestling match at Backlash last night, and it got me to realizing something, that maybe, just maybe, someday, I will be at the top of the YouTube world, where everyone's saying my name as the best vlogger in the world. Now, I am nowhere even close to that right now. There are probably hundreds, maybe even, thousands of YouTubers out there who are at the top of their game right now. And I'm nowhere even close to that. But someday in the far off, or in the distant future, I'm going to be up there with the likes of, Shay Carl and Charles Trippy and anyone else who's a vlogger who's, done, vlogging for 10 plus years and stuff like that. Now, with that being said, there are legends in this world. They might not all be living, but if you think about it, there's just so many. You could say Sean Connery is a legend in the acting world. You could say, Kirk Douglas was a legend in the world of whatever he was doing. You could say Michael Douglas is a legend. You could say, there's just so many names I could throw out there. And in wrestling, you've got The Undertaker, you've got Randy Orton, you've got, Ric Flair, you've got John Cena, you've got Randy Orton, you've got Triple H. I mean, there's just so many, and then on the women's side, you've got, like Lita and Trish Stratus and Sable and, Charlotte Flair, even though she's still wrestling. There's just so many. And like I said, in the YouTube world, Charles and Shay are up there at the top of, the YouTube world. And, there's probably other names that can be considered legends on YouTube, like, Lifebury, also known as Meghan, there's just so many names I just listed for you. They're all legends in their own rights. And someday, I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon. It could be years and years and years before I'm even, considered one of the greatest YouTubers in the world. And I'm not saying it's going to be an easy journey. That's not what I'm saying at all. It takes patience, it takes time, it takes effort. I know it sounds like I don't have any of those on my channel, but that's what it takes. And I'm ready. I'm ready for, that adventure to happen someday, where I'm considered with one of the greats of YouTube, whether it is Charles, or whether it is, Shay, or Megan, or Jenna, or, or anyone really that's been on YouTube for a very, very long time. Sure, I've only been on it for 8 years, heading into year 9 next February, but there's just so much more opportunities on this YouTube channel that I'm going to have in the future. And someday in the distant future, I'm going to be, put in the same category or same boat as Charles, as Megan, as Shay, as, anyone who's been on YouTube for, more than, 8 years. And it may not happen tomorrow. It may be like 30, 40 years down the road. It may be, and maybe even 20 years down the road or 10 years down the road. But eventually I'm going to be, with those legends someday on YouTube. And I'm not saying it's going to be, like I said, I'm not saying it's going to be an easy journey to get to that legendary status or that iconic status on YouTube. I know it's going to take a lot more than just uploading a vlog every single day. I know it's going to take more than, just filming outside vlogs for you guys. I know it's going to take at least me editing 1 or 2 videos. And eventually that'll happen someday. I don't know when that someday will be, but eventually we're all going to be legends at something that we're great at. And it may take years, it may take decades, it may take half a century, it may take a century. Who knows when I will, be in that echelon of great YouTubers. But eventually it will happen. And when that day happens, I'm just going to still be here. I'm going to still be at the top of my game. No matter what happens, I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be that great man that is at the top of YouTube, is one of the names that's, at the top of the YouTube world. And I hope you're all there for it when I do become that guy. Because when that day happens, it's going to be a momentous day. Not just for me, but for every single person who's ever watched my channel or watched my videos or has subscribed to my channel over that course of my lifetime. And I'm ready for it. And maybe someday, I don't know, maybe 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road, I'll be the best bartender in the world. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I feel like it will happen. I know it will happen for the YouTube thing. I'm not so sure about the bartending thing. I'm working on that. Anyways, that's all I've got for you in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand spanking new vlog with either some good news or some interesting news or some bad news. I'm not really sure yet. I will let you guys know tomorrow. I'll leave you a little cliffhanger there. Have an amazing birthday, whatever age you're celebrating this year, and just be you. Bye-bye.